Presidential elections usually bring voters to the polls, but not in 2024. In fact, Chicago had the second lowest voter turnout it has had in 80 years, according to the Chicago Board of Elections. Almost 1/3 of eligible Chicago voters decided to stay home, decided that their voices didn't matter. And this was in a year when Chicago voters elected members to the Chicago Public School Board for the first time ever. Apparently, for more than 30% of Chicagoans, educating our children and the equality of our public schools was just not that important. This is disturbing. Local elections in Chicago are as crucial as national ones, often having a more immediate impact on residents' daily lives. While presidential races draw significant attention, it is the local offices, mayor, city council, and county officials that influence essential issues such as public safety, education, housing, and infrastructure. Despite their importance, local elections often suffer from lower voter turnout compared to national races. This is true despite the fact that local officials wield significant influence over critical services such as public transportation, sanitation, and zoning laws. Increased voter participation in local elections could lead to more representative governance and better alignment of policies with community needs. When citizens choose not to vote, especially in local elections, the consequences can be significant, both for individuals and the broader community. Low voter turnout diminishes the legitimacy of elected officials, often resulting in governance that may not align with the needs or desires of impacted residents. One of the most immediate consequences of low voter turnout is underrepresentation of certain groups, particularly communities of color, young people, and low-income residents. When these voices are absent from the ballot box, elected officials may prioritize the interests of more affluent or politically active demographics. In Chicago, this has historically led to disparities in resource allocation for schools, infrastructure, and public safety across different neighborhoods. Similarly, local referendums and ballot measures, which often determine critical issues like tax rates, school funding, and zoning laws, can pass or fail by a narrow margin due to low participation. This can result in policies that may not serve the broader community needs, further exacerbating economic and social inequalities. Ultimately, when large segments of the population don't vote, the entire community pays a price. Public services may decline, social inequalities can worsen, and trust in government may erode. Conversely, when more people engage in the electoral process, it leads to more inclusive decision-making and policies that better reflect the collective will and welfare of the city. Voting is not just a right. It is a shared responsibility. By participating in every election, citizens can ensure that their voices are heard, their communities are represented, and their futures are shaped by leaders who reflect their values and priorities. In Chicago and beyond, the act of voting is a critical investment in a better, more equitable society. That's our time. Thank you for tuning into Chicago Newsroom 2.0. Until next time, be well and well informed.